I'm Laura Chambless, a science and math consultant at St. Clair County RESA. And the classroom you're about to see is an average second grade classroom with 27 students. I'm helping teachers learn how to teach problem solving by focusing on two mathematical practices, one modeling and two making sense of structure. I'm using a part-whole structure and a bar diagram to achieve student understanding of word problems. This is my first time I'm meeting with these students, and it's also the first time for them seeing a bar diagram, although the teachers use the part-whole vocabulary in their teaching already. The first part of the video is just introducing students to the diagram, to the bar diagram, and the second part is just modeling a story problem with them. With a time constraint of only 35 minutes for this lesson, the objective is just to learn how to use the bar diagram. Notice that I asked students about where the numbers should go at the very end of the discussion, because this point it's about the labels and what the problem's about and not about the numbers. And then at the end of them figuring out that, then we talk about the equation and how they solve the problem. If you'd like more information on teaching how to solve word problems using bar diagrams or cooperative learning, please contact me at St. Clair County RESA or visit my proto page. And we're going to work on story problems today, but before we do that, I've got this up here, and I want you to look at it and tell me what you notice about these two bars.
Numbers.
Where's a missing number? Where do you think?
Those have numbers, and that box doesn't.
Oh, I don't have any numbers in here. You're right. I left it blank. I want you to figure out what goes in there. Oh, this one's longer? Wider. Thank you. I was looking for that word too. This one's wider than that one. You know what? That was just a mistake on how we drew it. Yours are going to be perfect when you draw them. They're going to be the exact same width. Okay? What else do you notice about the bar? Because that was a very good observation you had. They're the same length. They both start here and they both end there. So this is the same length as this one. So somebody said I was missing a number up here. If I have 4 and 5 and this one is this long and this bar is the exact same length, what one number can I put there? Look at the person across from you. So you three are going to have to turn around. Look at the person across from you. And I want you to whisper to them what number do you think would go in that box if these two are equal. Go ahead. Why did I put a 9 there? Talk to the partner across from you. Whisper it. Why did I put 9 there? Eyes back here. Why did I put a 9 there? It adds up. If I have 4 plus 5, that equals what? 9. And this whole bar is 9. So I can say that this equals that. I can write that by saying 9 equals 4 plus 5. Have you ever seen an equation written like this?
No.
Does it make sense?
No.
What does my equal sign do? It balances out, doesn't it? It's the same on this side as the same on that side. 9 is the same as saying 4 plus 5, right? You're just used to looking at it this way. Right? Yeah. But did you know you could also write it that way? And it means the exact same thing because it means the same thing on each side of that equal sign. I am going to take a 7 and a 3. What would you put in the top bar? When I drop my hands, tell me the answer.
10.
Oh, I can even drag this one down here. 10. Why did you put 10?
It equals 10. Yeah, it equals 10.
Yeah, so now this is why my bars are the same, because whatever's down here has to equal here. want to know what goes in that part. My whole is 5. One part is 3, but what's the other part? Whisper it to your neighbor, please, or your person across from you.
Okay, that was easy.
Raise your hand when you know it. Ready, everyone? When I drop my hands, go.
2.
You got it. How did you get 2? Oops.
You count 3 up.
Oh, I want a hand. How'd you get 2? How'd you get 2? How'd you get 2?
Because 2 plus 3 is 5.
2 plus 3 is 5. Think first. Whisper it to your partner across. Ready? Are you ready?
Yeah. 4.
Okay. So you understand how we get the part, and the whole? Yeah. If we have 2 parts, what do we have to do to these numbers to get our whole? Add. If we have a whole and we only have one of our parts, what do we have to do to get this number? What'd you do? Subtract, yeah. You had to subtract. And you see our problem up top and a bunch of dot paper. What I need you to do is make your 2-bar model. Put your pencils down and eyes on me first, and I'm going to show you how to do this. You see lots of dots, and it doesn't matter on your page where you put your bar, but I want a big bar for a whole part, and I want 1 bar split in half for our part and our part there. So I'm just going to start at a dot and go down 1 dot. And then I'm going to come over, like, I can't go over very far on mine, but you go over about 6 or 7 dots. Do you see how mine's only 1 square wide? That's what I want yours to be. So do 1 square wide by about 6 or 7 long. Go ahead, and you're just connecting dots. Okay. Now what I want you to do, pencils down, eyes up here. I want you just to continue 1 more square down and across the same length and back up. So there are 2 bars that look just like that. This table is awesome. Good job. Now what I want you to do is anywhere for the bottom bar, just draw a line halfway down. We only want to split the bottom bar in 2 parts. And teachers, you can, it does not matter. It does not have to be equal because we're not making it proportion. Anywhere in there, you can split it in 2. I just need 2 parts there and 1 hole up top. Okay, so now we're ready to start our problem. If we're reading our problem, we want to read it to ourselves, and then we want to read it again with saying no numbers. And instead of numbers, we're going to put the word in sum. So I'm going to read it to you first. You're going to follow along with your fingers, so I should see pencils down, all fingers out. Follow along with your fingers, I'm reading it. And then I'm going to read it again without using any numbers. And then we're going to talk about what is this problem telling us we need to find out, and what do we already know. So, ready? 8 boys are riding bikes. 6 ride fast, the rest ride slow. How many boys ride slow? So now I'm going to read it again, but I'm not going to put the numbers in there. I'm going to use the word some. So, some boys are riding bikes. Some ride fast, the rest ride slow. How many boys ride slow? Does that kind of help you when we don't even think about the numbers and we're just telling a story? Yeah. So now, what do they want us to find out?
How many boys are riding slow?
Yeah, so I can say blank. Oops, do I have my pen here? There we go. Blank boys ride slow. So that's what we're trying to find out. We don't know how many. They're asking us how many, but I want to know how many boys are riding slow so we can put that into a sentence. Well, I have a whole here and two parts. In our story, what is it telling us we already know? What information does this story give us already? We know what we're finding. Talk to your partner across from you. What do they want us to find out, or what do we already know? Eyes back here. What do they already tell us that we know in this story? So what information does it give us? What information? In our story, how would we write it? Would we write it as an addition or a subtraction? I want you to see it both there, but let's listen to our story. Some boys are riding a bike. 6 of them were fast and the rest were slow. How many of them were slow? Can you now give me a number sentence to match our story? After we just got done talking about all kinds of equations, which one matches our story? Okay, let's start here and let's read our story as we go. We have 8 boys riding a bike, right? And 6 ride fast. So what are we going to do with that 6? What did we do? Yeah, we took this 8 boys and we took 6 of them away. And then how many did we have left, class? 2. So this is the equation that matches our story. Okay? This is the equation I want to see underneath your answer. Where you wrote your answer, then I want to see your equation that goes along with our story. And we're going to start a new story. So what do you have to do first? Draw your boxes. Draw your 2 bars, just like you did before. Do you want to get started on this next one? Because I'm not sure on the time.
You know what? We can go to quarter after.
Oh, okay.
So we'll go to
cool.
quarter after, yeah.
Okay, draw your 2 bars. Okay, let's remember how we read the problem, and then we're going to kind of talk about it, and then we're going to read it with no numbers in it to see if we can follow along with the story. So let's read the story problem. You can put your pencils down, fingers out. Andrew made some sandwiches. 6 are turkey sandwiches, and 7 are ham sandwiches. How many sandwiches did Andrew make in all? What's our story about? Andrew and sandwiches. Yeah. What kind of sandwiches? Turkey and ham sandwiches. Yeah. I'm glad this is after lunch because it really makes me kind of hungry to talk about food. So let's take a look at our story and let's read it without any numbers. Ready? Andrew made some sandwiches. Some are turkey sandwiches and some are ham sandwiches. How many ham sandwiches did Andrew make in all? Our question is asking us to find out what? Talk to your partner across from you. What is this asking us to find? Eyes back up here. Somebody raise your hand and tell me, what are we trying to find out? What are we trying to find out? Yeah. So I'm going to put Andrew made blank sandwiches. So I just made it into a statement, a sentence. Andrew made blank sandwiches. We need to find out how many he made. Well, what is the story already telling us? Is it telling us how many there is altogether, or is it giving us parts of it? What parts is it giving us? Somebody raise your hand and tell me, what parts do we know from the story? What do we think?
6 and 7.
6 what and 7 what? Look in your story. What is the 6 and 7 telling me? Six what? Can you help out?
6 turkeys and 7 hens.
Okay, so we have 2 parts, don't we? We have a turkey and a ham. And you already told me the numbers to go with them. Which one goes with the turkey? What number? Class? 6. Which one goes with the ham? 7. So if I know this is turkey and this is ham and you're writing those in, go right ahead and write your numbers in and your labels.
Can you write the letters?
Yeah, go ahead. It's just faster. No, you don't have to. Only on the front. We're good. You're good. Okay, so what does this up here, our whole, what are we looking for? What would our label be up here? If we know these are turkey and this is ham, what would this box be? Talk to your partner.
What's up there?
Talk to your partner. What do you think that would be up there? Talk to your partner. Raise your hand when you know. Oh, good. What is it? I just want to know what word we're looking for up here. You're getting ahead of me. Can you help me out with the word that goes there? What are we talking about? Sandwiches, yeah. So I'm just going to put an S up there because we're looking for sandwiches. Well, I want you to think about what, since we don't know the sandwiches, what number would go there? Think to yourself first. I'm going to give you some think time, so hands down. I know you know. Whisper it to your partner really quick. And ready? When I drop my hands, you can all say it.
13!
We have 13 sandwiches there. So I'm going to put it back up into my sentence, and let's see if this makes sense. Andrew made 13 sandwiches. Does this make sense to us in our story problem?
Yes.
We had some turkey, we had some ham, and all together made 13 with our 6 and our 7. So you have 13 what for your sandwiches down below? Oh, I already gave you the answer. 13 what? Sandwiches. Write it down below in your box and then for the label. And you can put your 13 right up there. So you know you have 13 there. There you go. Good. And you can, yep, put it up top. And now I want to know, how did you figure it out? What equation can we write down here that tells me about our story? I want you to write it down at the bottom of your paper right now. What number sentence do you think that would be? Check it with the person across from you and see if your neighbor has something similar. You match already? Okay. If you and your partner don't match, talk about why you don't match. Ready? Eyes back up here. Somebody tell me the number sentence you used. What did you use? Yes, what was the equation you wrote down below? Did you write an equation for me? Okay. Your equation.
6 and
7 plus 6 equals 13. If I retell the story, there were 7 ham sandwiches and 6 turkey sandwiches, and that equaled 13 sandwiches in all. Does that tell us our story back to us?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you had the right equation there. Did somebody else have a similar equation, not written exactly that way, but written another way? But it means the same thing. What did you have?
13 equals 6 plus 7.
13 equals 6 plus 7. So I can still say that in my story I know that there were 6 turkey sandwiches and 7 ham sandwiches, and when I put them together I had 13 sandwiches all together on the plate. Another way of writing that equation. Do you have another way of writing the equation?
6 plus 7 equals 13.
Yes, 6 plus 7 equals 13. We just switched these two numbers around, didn't we? Is there another way we can write it? Go ahead.
13 equals 7 plus 6.
Yep, 13, whoops, equals 7 plus 6, because you already know that you can change these two numbers in addition and come up with the same number. Great. You did a wonderful job today. Thank you very much. Do you find using bar diagrams to do story problems, did you find that helpful?
Yes.
Was it easy to do?
Yeah.
Oh, good, because I gave your teacher a lot more problems to work with.